Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long year. Stole many a man's soul of faith.
Heidi and Frank show teased you with Black Friday death count. There's actually a website called blackfridaydeathcount.com that you can get on Black Friday, and it will update live how many people die because of events on Black Friday, not just people who died on Friday. You have to be trying to get through the Walmart and get smashed by somebody against the row of carts and die.
Okay. I guessed 50.
50?
You said of all time.
Yeah, but you didn't. You go, I've never heard of anybody dying. I'll say 50.
I don't know.
Well, I've never heard of that. 1,000? You figure
well,
50 people would die.
I think
if 50 people would die, they would probably say, okay, we're not having Black Friday anymore. It's out of hand. 50 people have died. There would be a cause of some kind.
That's
there would be
ridiculous.
a movement to stop Black Friday to save lives.
No, but then it would be the next day. It's like when people go, well, there's no number 13 on an airplane because people are superstitious. So guess what? Seat 14 is really 13, dummy. So it'd become Black Saturday.
Black Saturday. We used to have that party in college, and they made us stop. Every Saturday was Black Saturday, and they were like, nope, sorry, guys, you can't do that anymore.
Right.
You're an all-white fraternity, Sigma Phi hair salon. You cannot do that.
I know. I thought that was the gay fraternity.
That's what they called it, Sigma Phi hair salon.
They did?
Because we all had fantastic hair. Look at us. Oh. Anyway. All right. Is Bobby Slayton here yet? He was saying how he's like, I got a lot to do today. I'm a big star.
Bobby!
Wow.
What's up, man?
It has been so long since I've been in the studio. Where's Mark? Where's Brian? Who are you two? What's going on in this joint? Yeah. What the hell's happening? What is this? Some kind of setup?
It has been long.
Hey, by the way,
long
first
time.
of all, let me tell you something. I want to stay. I wish I could stay for a couple of breaks, but I got to get back to my place at Best Buy. I have my tent. I've been there for 5 days. I've been there for 5 days camping out because you can wait till the day after Christmas and get the same crap, and save the same money. But it's nice if people in this country cared about their jobs as much as they cared about saving $50 on a computer. And I know there's deals, but it's amazing to me that they just lined up there forever.
Yeah.
But,
so we neither one. I would never do it. There's nothing.
I tried to do it one time, and I went back to Indiana to see my folks. My sisters do this, and so I went out there, and I was like, and it was freezing. It was Indiana cold. I mean, it wasn't like you go camping out here in Southern California.
Right.
It was freezing balls, and we're out there waiting to get into like an H.H. Gregg. I don't even have to have that crap here. It's an electronics store, and went in there, and I think we ended up getting like a 20-inch black and white tube with a VCR in it that only plays beta. They're like, all right, we got it for $5. Like, we waited all night for that?
You overpaid.
I just went to read for a commercial for that company, that store, and I never heard of it. It was a big TV commercial, I guess, through the Midwest, and I really worked on this because I wanted the commercial, and then they said, well, Bobby Slayton he's too New York for us. So, well, what do you expect? It's a Midwest chain, and you get a guy like me. Oh, by the way, Black Friday, if you don't know how that started, it was many years ago. It's stampedes of black women that used to run people over like running of the bulls at Walmart and Target, and they would be killed by these giant stampedes, which now it's not just big black women, but that's how it originated many years ago. And now it's white women and
Bobby Slayton with history news people.
No, that's actually true. But by the way, I find that to be a lot better than these people that actually have to camp out in front of Best Buy. They get there an hour before and they push, they shove, they kill. And anyway, I had a lot of Thanksgiving stuff planned for you because I wanted to talk to you about that. But what's amazing to me, you're talking about not drinking on Thanksgiving. To me, that's I don't get that.
You don't understand it, right?
It doesn't make any sense to me. A friend of mine called me up. What I do every Thanksgiving, and I'm doing it this year, a lot of comics do this, at the Laugh Factory, you feed the homeless or anybody, comedians, anybody, families, anybody that wants a good meal, and comics get up and you perform, and there's a bunch of crazy people and homeless people, and then afterwards, I'll go to a friend's house for Thanksgiving. And this year, or my wife and I will have big Thanksgiving. So this year, a friend of mine calls me up, and he's celebrating not only Thanksgiving, but 25 years of sobriety. Now, I can see where Thanksgiving and Hanukkah, they kind of collided, like Halley's Comet every 2,000 years or whatever. And by the way, thank God there's not 8 days of Thanksgiving, because I would die. I hate Thanksgiving. So anyway, a friend calls me up, and so it's 25 years of sobriety, and we're having a big party. And I said, well, can I bring wine? And he goes, well, you can. Just the way he said it. Well,
you
can. So I said, well, I'd like to come, but can't, because again, and you guys were talking about it, I guess if you have a drinking problem, but the idea of not being able to drink. There's a friend of mine, and I don't want to drop names here, but he's a pretty famous guy. And you would think that this guy, he's never done drugs. He's never drank. And when I was working in Vegas, he had a big Thanksgiving dinner, and he never allows alcohol in his house. Oh. And it doesn't have anything to do with
And
religion.
you're friends with him?
But if I told you who he was, you'd go, really, that guy? And I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
And if people come to my show Saturday night at the Improv on Hollywood Boulevard, I will announce his name. But
that is awesome.
He's the kind of guy that's really cool, but he has this thing, and it's not a religious thing. He's not an alcoholic. He just won't allow alcohol in his house. And he has an amazing people come over. He'll have physicists and hookers. He'll have movie stars and strippers. He'll have, it's an amazing eclectic group of people. So he invites me over for Thanksgiving, and he says, I don't allow alcohol in my house. And I said, well, that's just stupid. Why would people come over to your house if you can't have alcohol? He goes, but I'll let you bring alcohol. And again, I said, you know what? Don't do me any favors.
Right.
Because he goes, I let you and Lou Reed when I lived in New York. And I said, well, I'm in pretty good company with Lou Reed that you'll let me in your house. I think that's really, really cool. But, but again, I can't imagine having turkey without wine. It just doesn't make any sense.
What kind of wine do you eat with turkey, though? As far as I'm not a wine guy.
Well, Louis Jadot, Beaujolais Nouveau, usually what you have.
Bourbon.
Oh, but that's as long as it's alcohol, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I drink, but it's like as far as I thought, like if you had like a white meat, you'd have to drink white wine.
No.
Well, that's why I'm a rebel. Many years ago, I would have red wine with fish. Why? I broke all the rules.
Bobby Slayton.
And by the way, it's funny because I don't
bulldog of mine.
I don't like going to parties, but before Heidi was talking about these big lesbian parties, which you've never been to, I've been to a lot of them, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Well, my
At my
wife,
house.
Well, no. My wife's a lesbian, and well, let me take that back. I could be in denial. She just hasn't put out in so long, and she'll never do me. So maybe I'm in denial. Maybe I'm just trying to reconcile the fact that it can't be me. It can't be marriage. So she's got to be a dyke. Okay, so that's all I'm thinking. And what these lesbians do, Frank, you're not really missing anything because they smoke cigars every holiday season, and they like to act out the Nutcracker. The Nutcracker is a big thing. Write your own joke. The Nutcracker is big for the lesbian community. I want to tell you one quick true story, and again, you said to me I could stay for a few breaks, and I can't. I drove down here in traffic just to come on because I knew you guys needed me. I've been listening to the show.
Seriously.
You should really have me on from 6 to 10. There's no reason for having me on for one break. I mean, this is just stupid. But okay. Anyway, Mark and Brian had me on until 11, even after they left.
Well, they really needed you.
I could stay as long as I wanted, even to the next show. I had carte blanche on this station.
Did you play the board games and stuff with them, too? It's fun.
And we did the Nutcracker. Okay. Because you know how they are. Okay. Anyway, so I got to tell you this. So, no, my wife needs, my car's in the shop. So I told you, when I texted you yesterday, I said I can only stay for a break. My wife has a doctor's appointment. I borrowed her car to come down here. This is a great story. To show you how politically correct and uptight people are. I borrowed a car. My wife's got a little blue cube. Now, if you know what a cube is, I think most of you have seen a cube.
That's what most lesbians drive, by the way.
Really? Because that's a very funny story. This is actually exactly the opposite of what I was going to tell you. This really happened. Okay. If people don't know what a cube is, it's basically if you're ever in a hotel and you order a refrigerator sent to your room. It's like that, but with wheels and windows. It doesn't look much bigger. And it's bright blue. At the break, go look in the parking lot. Okay, so I'm driving down on La Cienega, and I'm at a light. And a woman pulls up to me, and I didn't realize she was a lesbian. It turns out after, she looked like a nice old lady. She looked like Aunt B if Aunt B was in the Navy SEALs. I didn't really notice this till afterwards. Okay. She rolls down her window, and she says to me, there's another one of her friends in the car. She says to me, that's a really cute car. And very nicely, I said, yeah, well, it's kind of a gay car. And she goes, what do you mean it's a gay car? I said, well, it's kind of gay. It's kind of gay. And she says to me, well, it could be worse. And I said, well, it's also kind of a clown car. It's a bright blue cube. It's the kind of car that if you go to the circus and the clowns come out to put out the fire, that's the kind of car they drive. It's the kind of car that when I pull into Home Depot, Mexicans knock on my window, ask me if I need work. That's the kind of car this is, ladies and gentlemen. Big jokes like that at the Improv Saturday night. Okay. Anyway, I said, it's kind of like a clown car. And she says to me, are you homophobic? And I said, no, but I'm clownophobic. I swear to God. She goes, you hate clowns? I go, yeah, but you see, I hate clowns. I like gays. But see, gay clowns, I'm kind of torn because I meet a gay clown. Do I hate him? Do I like him? And she says to me, well, I'm a lesbian. Like I said something wrong. I was trying to be funny. I go, okay, well, that's nice. And she was driving this big, she was driving a tank.
Yeah.
No, it's like, it was a big car. I said, well, that's a lesbian car. I expect to see you in that. I expect to see you in a Hummer. Actually, maybe not a Hummer. Maybe not a Hummer. Maybe not a Hummer. Okay. But a big car, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, and she just huffed and puffed and drove off. But, and she just had no sense of humor. And I thought that was a pretty funny exchange.
That is good. I like it.
That is. Bobby Slayton, I know you only say one break because you got a lot of stuff going on today. I don't know if you can even talk about what you have going on, or is it top secret right now? Top secret?
No. I'm going to go back in line at Best Buy. No. We're shooting another failed pilot at my house. Another. I told these guys they could come over. We're shooting like a little sizzle reel for another broken dream. I'll wind up back here in 2 months talking about nothing. But it's nice. It's nice to reconnect with you guys. I haven't.
We saw you in Chicago.
Yeah.
Bobby. You. I mean, I will be honest and say that I always thought you were a funny guy. I have the utmost respect after watching your act in Chicago. You killed. There were even women especially, who did not want to laugh and could not help themselves.
But you got to tell people, first of all, not to
unbelievable.
But it wasn't a normal show. I mean, I wish you guys could have seen me in a regular show. It was radio boot camp. It was something. It was a luncheon, which is never good. It's in a ballroom, which is never good. It's radio people who are busy. I'm not saying you guys, but they're self-involved with what's going on with the seminars and all this stuff. Everybody's hungover. Everybody wants to get out.
They were eating out of the palm of your hand.
It was really. Well, that's how bad the buffet was.
Well, that is true.
Yeah.
It was so good, Bobby. You're so damn funny.
It's even going to be worse Thursday night at the, even harder, at the Laugh Factory when homeless people come to the show. And all the comedians, Don Herrera, Dane Cook, Paul Mooney, whoever shows up, Jimmy Brogan, whatever comedian show up, you serve the homeless. Again, it's anybody can show up for this. And they carve real turkey off the bone. But they do like 4 shifts. And after the hour, lunch, people sit there, and you got to try to entertain these people. For me, you got to work clean. Then I don't mind hecklers. I don't mind people talking to each other. You have people talking to themselves. Last year,
and they're imaginary people.
There was one guy last year. I don't think this guy's that funny. I saw him last year. He was better. I think I heard that joke. And I look over. It's one guy. I thought it was a table full of people critiquing me. It was one guy. He's going back and forth. It was unbelievable.
So, you say it's a hard crowd. The homeless crowd is getting the free turkey dinner. Is it? Do you guys stand in the back and see, is the goal to make them laugh or to make mashed potatoes come out of their nose or something?
You know what? I really try to make those people laugh. It really is. And every year, the showbiz is getting tougher and tougher. And the older I get, I see myself inching closer and closer to being on the other side of that line. But it's really nice that we do this. And like I said, they do it every holiday. They do it Christmas time. And there's kids sitting there. There's people that just want to eat. There's mental patients. And it's such a challenge. The radio boot camp thing was hard. Opening for rock bands when I was a young comic, the Stranglers and Ray Charles and punk bands, that was hard. But
now, how do you open up for Ray Charles? With your act and the crowd that would go see a Ray Charles concert.
Yeah, well, it was tough. But it's like radio. It's like radio. You clean it up for radio. You put on it. It's different crowds. You try to different stuff, and so that thing on Thursday is going to be the toughest thing ever. And then Black Friday, go buy a TV, and then Saturday the improv. By the way, that's going to be tough. Bobby Slayton and Friends Saturday night. What's really tough is most of my friends are not comics, and the other friends are they're imaginary friends. So for me to find friends to do this with is going to be very, very difficult. If you know any comics that want to show up and perform with me, be my friend.
Bobby Slayton is going to be at the Hollywood Improv, like he said, hollywood.improv.com for tickets. Follow him on Twitter at Pitbull of Comedy.
Saturday night. You said Sunday before.
It said Sunday right there, this Sunday, and then I corrected Saturday, November 30th.
Hollywood Improv.
Earlier you go, the Bulldog of Comedy. It's the Pitbull. You've got nothing right so far. Bulldog is fine. You call me the Bulldog.
I did call you the Bulldog. Who is the Bulldog of Comedy?
Heidi.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Bulldog of comedy.
Sorry.
Yes. The Bulldog of face.
The Bulldog of face.
Yes.
Yes, the Pitbull.
Beautiful today, by the way.
Thank you,
Sorry,
Bobby.
We'll have you in for 2 breaks next time.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
But
I know you got to go.
Have a happy Turkey Day.
You too, man. Good to see you. 1-800-955-5567. Come right back. We are Heidi and Frank.
That was just a little sample of the Heidi and Frank show on 95.5 KLOS. Now, to get the show in its entirety, on demand, and if you want to watch the show, we webcast it every day, all you have to do is go to HeidiandFrank.com and become a premium package member. Do it right now.